Hi guys, Danny here. I've got an amazing product here for you today. This is the See Wi-Fi FPV selfie drone. I think this thing might be a bit of a game changer. It's got an 8 megapixel camera. It also has GPS. It's got flash. It also has a built-in rechargeable battery that doesn't use any proprietary software. You could just use a micro USB cable. Of course, it has foldable arms. It's sturdy, it feels high quality, but the most incredible thing about this is the price. I paid £52 for this, including free shipping. I think this might just be one of the best selfie drones you can purchase right now, definitely in terms of value for money. So you're going to want to check out the rest of my video. I'm going to be unboxing this for you. We'll do some flight tests. I'll show you some photo and video samples, and I'll also be giving you my final review. So stay tuned, let's get straight to it. And as always, if you're interested in buying this product, I'll put a link in the description for you. First off, I'd like to say the packaging feels high quality and premium, has a really nice soft finish to it, and some really nice graphics. So here we have the actual unit itself. It's got quite a nice weight to it. Has this very glossy finish. It's a bit of a fingerprint magnet, but we shouldn't be touching this too much, so that shouldn't be a problem. Nicely packaged user guide. We've got a set of 4 propellers. 4 prop guards. We've got our USB to micro USB for charging, and here is our power plug. Not only is this one of the best unboxing experiences I've had for one of these cheaper drones, the user manual is also great. It's one of the best I've seen. It's very straightforward, gives you lots of information, and you also even get on the other side a description of the app and how it works. So this is hands down one of the best manuals I've seen for one of these drones. You can see we've got the camera here on the front. I'm not sure what this little yellow dot is. That could be a flash. If it is, that is pretty impressive. The arms feel durable. They're slightly stiff when you pull them out, but I like that because it makes it feel high quality. They don't feel too flimsy. So the drone has a really nice compact size. This will easily fit in your pocket, especially if you've got bigger pockets like you're wearing jeans or maybe some baggy trousers. This will fit really nicely in your pocket. It's really nice that you have a micro USB slot right here and you don't have to take out a battery to charge the device. That is a really big plus. I'm going to go ahead and charge this up and then we'll test it out. So I thought I'd mention this in case it confuses some of you. When the green light goes out, the device is fully charged. When it's on, it doesn't mean it's fully charged, which I thought at first. When you first start the drone, you get a nice little menu system that takes you through a quick guide. If you want to get through this, you just keep hitting next and then you hit exit. The drone is password protected. The password is 12345678. You then get a little tutorial that shows you how to calibrate your phone's compass, also the drone and the accelerometer as well. These are pretty simple and straightforward to do. I got GPS signal really quickly and I didn't have any calibration problems at all. This was really fast and straightforward. You hold the unlock button on the screen and then you have the option of using indoor mode or outdoor mode. Indoor mode means you don't need to be connected to GPS satellites. You can see here that you've got lots of information on the screen. I really like this. You've got your Wi-Fi signal, your GPS signal strength, you've got even the room you've got left on your micro SD card, your battery level. It would have been really nice to have a percentage, but nonetheless that's still really nice to have. Of course, as well as your automatic landing, return to home and other smart features. I found the drone was very steady to fly. It didn't move around much at all. This is probably due to the GPS. The altitude hold also worked really well. You could literally take off the drone, take your hands off all of the controls, and it would just hover in the same place. This may be different if you're using this in indoor mode because you won't have that GPS lock. It was also easy to control using the on-screen controls and pretty responsive. The FPV feed was good pretty much throughout my testing. Sometimes it was a little bit delayed and a little bit choppy, but Overall, I was really surprised. Here I'm using the drone's follow me mode. I found this worked fairly well. As long as you didn't move too fast, the drone was able to keep up with you. I think this feature is a little bit gimmicky because it doesn't really work perfectly, but it is still quite fun to use. You can run towards the drone and it will move back, and you can also run away from it and it will follow you, as you can see here. As I say, it doesn't work perfectly. The GPS positioning does sometimes get a little bit confused to where you are. On a few occasions when I moved to the side, it moved, but it didn't quite move to the right position to where I was. But overall, I thought it was quite good. It worked fairly well and it was quite fun to use. Here you can see I run away from the drone and it follows me. This was quite fun to do. Automatic landing and takeoff again works fairly well. You have one button. If the drone's landing and you hit it, it will take off. If it's in the air and you hit it again, it will return to the location that you took off from. Before it does so, it will raise up slightly, come to your location and land. I tested this quite a few times and it worked quite well. There was a few occasions where it maybe was about a meter off from the location where I took off from, but this is still good. Most drones don't go to exactly the location they took off from. You'll see here that I just put my hand out and it landed in my hand. Of course you can take back control and manually land the drone if you need to, which is again really easy to do. In the description for this drone, it said it was only capable of a 20-meter control distance, but you can see here I take it to a fairly high height. It's definitely high enough to get some nice aerial shots, especially if you're high up already, but being as this is a selfie drone, I don't think there's anything wrong with this. You shouldn't really expect to get really high shots. You may ask yourself, why would you have a GPS signal if the drone only has a 20-meter control range? Having the GPS keeps the drone incredibly steady. You can see that I'm not even touching the controls here and the drone handles really well. I'm just bringing it down. There is also another smart feature that's supposed to orientate the drone to where you're standing. This didn't work well in my testing. Every time I hit the button, the drone seemed to turn away from me. I may have needed to recalibrate the drone, but I couldn't really get this to work. Nonetheless, this is not really a big deal. I think if you're going to line up a shot, you should just manually turn the drone yourself. It's really easy to do this, and then of course snap your photo. This brings us on to probably the most important point of this camera, and that is the camera quality. Here are some still photos for you. This is the strong point of the camera. You can see that they are quite detailed and of a good resolution. They are a little bit dull and a little bit kind of washed out, but this was a very overcast day. I think in a more brighter situation you would get even better photos. I was thoroughly impressed for these, especially for the low cost of this drone. That brings us onto the video. This is where I was a little bit disappointed, especially for a 8 megapixel camera. I'm taking a guess here, but due to the low cost, I think the problems with the video are probably due to not enough processing power inside the drone to properly render out the video that the sensor takes. It's also worth mentioning these clips are taken from the micro SD card. These aren't FPV video. The video saves directly to a micro SD card, not to your phone. I also had to convert the video files to a different format because no matter what I did, I could not get them to go into my video editor. This seemed to downgrade the video quality a bit more, even though I chose the same quality settings. So do bear in mind, it is a little bit more pixelated than the original shots that I got. Another thing that's worth mentioning is not only does the camera save the files to the micro SD card, it also saves them to your phone, but in very good quality. I'm not entirely sure how it does this, but I noticed that the files were also on my phone. This is a really nice feature as you can share directly from your phone to social media. I'm pretty confident. I think this is the best value for money selfie drone you can buy right now. I think you're really going to struggle to find a better deal than this. You've got a good quality camera, you've got GPS, you've got flash on this thing, you've got a 10-minute flight time, it flies really stable, it's got altitude hold, the Wi-Fi FPV signal is good. You don't have a lot of range on this thing because it is designed to be a selfie drone, but I took this fairly high up and it was stable, it stayed in position, and I got some really nice shots with it. I personally think this is going to be a very successful drone. It comes very nicely packaged, it's got clear instructions, the app's really easy to use, it's solid, it didn't crash for me, this is often a problem. The video quality was slightly disappointing, it did have a little bit of fuzziness for an 8 megapixel camera, but nonetheless it was really good for this price point. You must bear in mind how much this drone costs, and for what you get I think it's amazing value. The pictures, the stills were really good.
I was really impressed with those. It was just the video that I was slightly disappointed with. Bear in mind I'm in the UK and it is quite overcast at the moment, so this wasn't getting as much light as it probably needs to. So you might get some slightly better shots if you're out in really nice sunny weather. Overall, I'm really impressed with the entire package of this drone. It feels really high quality for a low price. This is not something you see very often. I love the fact that the battery is built in and you can charge just using a standard USB cable. This was easy and the charging time was fairly quick. It took me about an hour and a half to charge the device. The micro SD card on the unit feels robust and it's nice and clicky. The micro SD card does stick out slightly, but it's not really a big issue. The unit itself feels sturdy and well designed. As I said in the unboxing, it has a nice weight to it and a really nice finish. I think it looks really smart. I really think this is a solid device. I would highly recommend it, especially if this fits your price point and it's the sort of device you're looking for. As always, guys, if you'd like to buy this product, I will put a link in the description for you. I really hope you enjoyed the video, guys. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And hey, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing for more videos like this one. And of course, I will see you in the next one.